Again, because Paul has forgotten, I saw me this year. We were in Kenya earlier this year. But
Oh,
I think so much has happened that we almost feel like we have lived the whole of 2020 once. We are living it for the second time. But I'm very pleased to be with you today. And my session is Pascal has told me after 15 minutes he's going to lock me out. So I better not talk too much. I better keep to the point. So about retailing products, the first thing that I wanted to say is that during this time, of course, there are challenges, one not the kind that we are normally used to, but we always have challenges. It's just that this one is a kind that we have not seen before. So, what can I say about that? I know that there is a saying in a certain culture that disaster, if spoken about in a different way, also means opportunity. And we also know there's an English saying that every cloud has a silver lining. So in this time when we are undergoing a new kind of challenges that maybe we have not done the business under these conditions before, the first thing I'd like to say is don't shy away from what is going on, accept it as our new normal, and keep up to date. So my first point is keep up to date. What am I talking about here? First of all, this is a good chance to improve our product knowledge because all of us have to be, I think in Nairobi, in Kenya, you have to be home by, what is it, 6 or 7. So you can have a timetable, maybe set aside some time for getting to know our products better. Those of us in South Africa who are under total lockdown, we have plenty of time to reorganize ourselves. And so it's a good opportunity to get to know our products better. And I would like, on that note, to also encourage you to look at the product talks that Liz Geertz is giving, because they help us to get to know our products better. And one of the important things about being good with sales is product knowledge. It does not mean that we need to be scientists or to know everything that the scientific advisory board knows, but it does mean that we have to be familiar with our products and what they can do. And sometimes when under normal circumstances, maybe we are so preoccupied with being out there. Now that maybe we have more time to be within our home environment, we can use that time to improve our product knowledge. The other way in which I think we should keep to date is about the news that is going out. Maybe updates about how the virus is going on. If maybe we find it depressing and irritating, but I think it's a matter of dealing with the reality of what we are living with. And for example, by keeping up to date with what is being said about the virus, we can see how our products, our health products especially, can play a role in improving people's chances of coming away from this disaster without a personal disaster taking place in their own lives. So locally, we should know what's going on, and also internationally, and also with the scientists, what they're saying. There are many places where you can get some brief information about, maybe for instance, you may hear which kinds of illnesses make one more easily, make it for one to easily get the virus if they come across someone who has it. What improves your chances of not having very dire symptoms of the virus. So just let ourselves be kept up to date by the news that is coming from there. I know that sometimes now, especially that we are relying a lot on the internet and sometimes also news, there may also be a lot of fake stories going around. But by keeping ourselves up to date and keeping in touch with our head offices, we can actually place ourselves better for being of use to those who are interested in using our products and those who might require the information that we have. So that was my first point, keeping up to date. Then the other point I want to make is discipline, because sometimes, especially for us who are under total lockdown, we can easily lose the discipline of our regular life. So for instance, with us now, there's in our house, there's no one going to school, there's no one going out to work, everybody is working from home. You may decide to become very shoddy and wake up late and have just let things happen as they will. But I would caution that in sales, discipline is very important. The first thing is that, as Paul just said, we need to look at what happened last month and plan what we want to see different in the month of May. We cannot leave our sales to chance. We have to have a plan. And that means first that we have studied what happened in the course of April, and also we have a target for PV. Because even though our main aim in the business is not sales, sales is an important part of a business, because our business, the fuel of our business is actually the sales of our products. Products have to move for us to be able to say we are in a business. So we need to have plan out what PV am I planning to move in the month of May. And then once we have that figure, how much of that PV is going to come from my personal use within my family, and how much of that should come from sales. And then we further divide it into what period of the month are we going to do the sales. For most of the time, I see that the biggest sale that we do usually is either at the beginning of the month and also at the end of the month, because at the end of the month is when people have received money, and they still have the first week of the month, they still have got some money that they can use to buy the product. So positioning ourselves in such a way that we start contacting our customers about their needs towards the end of the month, so that they have in mind within their budget what they are going to spend on the products. That means that we need to already have a plan, be planning that now, and contacting maybe those we think have not yet bought, because it's still early in the month. By mid-month, the sales start dropping because few people are paid in the middle of the month. Most people get their income at the end of the month. So we keep that in mind when we are planning our PV for the month. So let's not leave it to chance, sort of saying that, I wonder how much PV I'm going to move this month. We need to have a goal. It does not mean that we will get exactly what we plan for, but it will allow us to work in a more organized way and improve our chances of moving those PVs. Then the third point is for a person to be a good salesperson, it's important to become what I call a finder. A finder is a person who is able to find people who are looking. And this is not something that all of us are good at. There are people who find it that it comes naturally for them to just get in touch with people and have a big following of people in their lives. Some of us tend to be more reticent and might not find it easy to reach out to people. But what I think is important is to be able to cultivate, if you know in your own personality that you are not that kind of a person, maybe that you are shy and you have difficulty speaking, for example, to strangers or people you don't know very well, then I would recommend that you look for people around you who have got that characteristic of gregariousness. They will put you in touch with the people within their circle of influence. So it does not mean that they may necessarily be part of your organization. They may just be in your circle of friends or circle of family members, but they would be your gateway towards the people that they know. So we can't always rely only on the people that we personally know. I think it is a good thing to also look which people do the people that I know, and how can I get access to them. And they may not necessarily they may want to see the business opportunity and also get to know the products, but it is among the people that we show that we either get these new distributors, or the ones who are not maybe currently interested in starting the business. From them we can actually get our customers. That means that not only do we prospect on our own behalf, but even amongst our family members, because I mean, Pascal and myself have been in the business for a very long time. So I think everybody in our family knows what we do for a living. And so they have already told us whether they want to be in the business or not. but we don't know all the people that they know. So we can still go from time to time, go to them and ask them to let us know about the people that in their lives are in their lives, and who maybe we can talk to about the business. So that is what a finder is. A finder is someone who really targets networking. And as I've said, it may not be a natural, a thing that comes easily to you, but you need to find a way in which it can be easy. So if you're a gregarious person, use that ability. If you are not, then look for gregarious people around you and benefit from that characteristic in them, and also learn from them. You can ask, how is it that you're able to just go up to strangers and be very comfortable talking to them? And by so doing, you learn how they go about it. So there are people for whom it comes naturally. Some of us have to learn, and some of us have to simply get help from the people who are naturally gregarious and able to talk to other people easily. Another way of being a finder is also to look for opportunity. For of course, now with the COVID situation, we are limited in congregating. So for us in South Africa, it's very severe. I don't know if in Kenya you are able to congregate more freely, but I think there are limits on it. But within those limits, you can see where it is that you can meet people. And also within that same area, you can see where it is you can have opportunities to give free talks, like talks about health, and maybe how people can use the supplements in their lives, not only because they are sick, but also to improve just their general health system. Because if one thing we have learned from the COVID-19 is that those who are healthier have got a better chance of not suffering too much from it. So it brings to mind that we need to take care of, for instance, if we've got high blood pressure and we were not too concerned about it, or diabetes and we were not too bothered about it, now we start to think that actually it's good to create awareness for the people in our circle that they need to take care of their health, because better health gives them a better chance of going through this pandemic without getting too affected by it. And if they are affected, that they would be able to recover without having some of those disastrous symptoms that we have heard about. So for that reason, it would be a good thing to look for places. It could be in jumuiyas, for example. Maybe you know some ladies who are heads of jumuiyas, or you have some congregations or church, or people who family get-togethers or something. And you can also use Zoom for just getting people together and talking to them about issues of improving their health. That way you become a finder in a different way, because then you can give them these talks, and from there you would maybe be able to make some sales, or at least let the people in your circle know that you are available to provide this product, and also that you really care about how they are getting on with things. Okay. Then the fourth thing I have on my list is how to nurture the customers that we have, because so far I've been speaking about more of looking for customers. But there is this thing of sometimes being so preoccupied with getting new things that we forget what we already have. It's like the way it might be very exciting to fall in love, but to be married is a bit boring, because you're already married and now it's just a matter of maintenance. So it's a good thing to see your existing customers as valuable people, because they have been helping to run your business. And it means keeping records of your customers, and knowing also which products they use, and knowing which information might be useful to them. They may not buy the product, but maybe there is a new product in the market, or maybe there is a talk that they would benefit from. Then you pass them this information, and also to know things like their birthdays, so that when their birthday comes around, you have a reminder and you can send them a message, so that we are not only contacting our customers when we want to sell something, because I think all of us get irritated when we feel that people are only call us when they want something from us. Maybe the PV this month is short, so I start calling people I've not called for the past 2 years. That is not the way to do sales. An important part of sales is nurturing our customers and showing them that we care, keeping in touch even when we are not selling. Of course, we need to keep in touch to let them, by our record, to see, okay, in about 2 months they need to replenish their cleaning products. Maybe every month we need to contact them about their nutritional products that they are using. If they had been, let's say I've got a customer who has been suffering from, maybe has been living with cancer or HIV or something, I keep in touch just to hear how they're doing, so that they know that I'm actually, I am selling them products, yes, but it's because I know that the products are going to benefit them and I want them to be benefited. Okay, so that, I think I cannot emphasize enough about nurturing your current customer. Also keep in mind that if you don't take care of your customer, someone else will get them. So you show them that you care, show them that you appreciate. And sometimes, I don't know if now if we are having functions where we get some free products. If on occasion you get free products, you can also give them to your good customers, so that everybody gets excited when they get something for free. Even we distributors, when we go for a near life thing and we get a product for free, we get very excited. So we keep a record of our good customers, and we can also do that for them. Then the last point I want to make is about details. There are some people who naturally like to take care of details. There are people who have personalities where they get bored by details and they like to see the bigger picture and don't want to be concerned with the details of things. But in sales, details play an important role, because it's in little things that we get to know what is not actually obvious or what is not being said clearly to us. So for that reason, I would like to emphasize something like listening. By listening, we learn more. And a lot of times, of course, Pascal and myself, we give sessions about how to do public speaking, how to do presentations, and so on. And it can create the impression that the talking is more important than listening in our business. But I would say it's the other way around. Of course, it's good to know how to do a presentation. It's good to improve our product knowledge and all that. But it's even more important to listen, because it is in listening that we get to know what we actually, the person who is in front of us, needs. If we are not listening, we will miss the cues that they are giving us in what they're saying. So for instance, if someone seems to be a bit dragging their feet, by listening, we know that there is something beyond what they're saying, or there is something they're not saying, so that we give them a better opportunity to express themselves further. So by listening well, we learn what the need of the person in front of us is. Their need could be to get a business opportunity, their need could be to get products, their need could just be to have someone listen to them, which is also a good thing to just give. It's not that we should look for money in every encounter that we have. We should also show that we actually are out to care, because that is the message of our company always, that we actually want to change everyone's life for the better. Then the other detail is in observing. Apart from, we have got 2 ears to listen, and we've got also 2 eyes to look. So it is, if you're out prospecting and you can't make eye contact, people will already start suspecting you. So it's good to be observant, because then we are able to see something that maybe someone who is not interested enough to make eye contact and to look and to listen with their listen and see might not observe. So let us say that you are speaking to a customer and they are saying one thing, but you can see that there is something that is not quite there. By looking at them and meeting their eye contact, you may find out that, for instance, they actually are having a certain health condition that you might recognize, because you are looking at them and actually being present in that moment for them. It could be that they are going through a particular struggle that you are not aware of, and by looking and being observant, you can bring up the facts. And you see, when someone looks at you and actually notices that maybe you look tired, or maybe you are a bit absent-minded, or you seem troubled, it is what draws people out so that they actually feel that you're reaching out to them and they respond more positively. So by being more observant, we can judge how to proceed in a given encounter, whether to proceed with talking about the business opportunity or whether to proceed with talking about how the person's life is going on, or whether to proceed with showing them what products can help them in their situation. So observation is another detail that is important in sales. Then the other point is not to be apologetic, because sometimes, I don't know if those who have been in the business for a while, you may find that you tell someone about the products and you tell them the price, and they become so taken aback and they start complaining and acting as if it's very shocking. And then sometimes our response is to be apologetic and say, yeah, I don't know why they charge so much, but you see, this is the price. We don't need to apologize, because we apologize when we have done something wrong. Our products cost what they cost because they actually fulfill what they say they are going to do. You know, I find that these days we have become so used to advertisements which are just pure lies that we actually don't believe many advertisements, because you can be told that something is going to do this or the other, and even when you're listening to the message, you already know that it's not going to happen. So we become a bit skeptical about everything, and that can bleed into our own sales, because then we feel as if our products also can be taken with skepticism, and therefore a person is justified in saying, you charge too much. I think like complaints about the price is simply to explain what it is that is in our product and why it is that when you get the quality that we are selling, you need to be willing to pay. As I always say, if you go to a Mercedes showroom, you can't start complaining that the prices are not the same as the prices in Volkswagen, because a Mercedes is a Mercedes and a Volkswagen is a Volkswagen. You expect to pay a certain amount for one or the other. So we, in the same way, the products that we move are going to actually fulfill what they have said. And this is not just a matter of selling ourselves or of advertising ourselves. It's because we are in direct selling, which means we are in contact with people to whom we sell. If, for example, today we have got there Dr. Kingu, who is one of our very old distributors for many, many years. Him and Joyce have been distributors. He has used the product and has got a very good story about it. So he directly has seen what the products can do. And a number of people in our organization have got personal stories where they can say that the product actually did what they said it would do. So I'm just emphasizing that, so you don't need to feel you have to be apologetic. If a person is having a difficulty with the price of a product, maybe you can organize how they can pay. If there are people who you have cause to trust, you can make an arrangement so that maybe they pay you a deposit, and then after a while they pay whatever is remaining, and then you give them the product or whatever. But do not become apologetic and embarrassed that the product are costing so much, and so you have to apologize and almost beg them to buy, because really it's you are so desperate. Then finally, I think the last thing I want to say about sales, because I think my time has run out, is that we need to get comfortable talking to strangers. This is a given. Because as I've said, we have been in this business for many years, and all the people we already know we are in the business. So the only people we can now talk to are people we don't know. So if we are not comfortable talking to people we don't know, then it means that we are not going to have anyone new in our organization. And so by talking to strangers, that's where we'll find the people who are still looking. Because the people we know, we already know whether they are looking or they have joined or they are not looking. So the strangers are the ones whom we don't know. So it's a matter of looking amongst the people that we meet and putting ourselves, as I said in a point before, putting ourselves in places where we can meet other people. And I think that is all I will share with you this evening. I don't know if Paul mentioned it, but what we were planning is that at the end of Pascal's session, if you have any questions, we can then answer the question. But for now, I want to thank you very much for your time, and I want to hand you over to Pascal to speak to you about starting new people. Okay.
Hello, good evening, everybody. You know, with such a partner in the business, you have no alternative but to become successful. Betty is the founder of our business. She's the mother of our 4 boys. Okay, now 4 boys and one girl. And I'm very excited to be married to her and also my business partner. So this session, I'd like to share with you how to get new people started in the business, because it's very critical to start our distributors properly in the business. And the reason for that is this business is not easy. I think all distributors know this business is not easy. And you as an experienced upline, you need to, I would say you need to shield your new distributors from the challenges of the business. Because I know one of the most important things that, one of the most challenging things that new distributors face in this business is rejection of people who tell them that this thing cannot work. So you need to start your distributors very well. A few things I'd like to mention. Number one, our business needs to be simple. Do not complicate this. It's a very simple business, but it's not easy. So 2 aspects of simplicity. 1 is duplication and 2 is multiplication. What is the difference? Duplication means you teach your distributors to do what you do. That is what duplication is. And by the way, every parent duplicates themselves in their children. So duplication is the first aspect of building a successful business. The second one is multiplication. Multiplication means that you teach many people to do what you do. That is what multiplication is. And it makes the business much easier and grows much stronger and faster. The other thing I would like to mention is you need to take responsibility for your business. When you start a new distributor, you need to tell them, look, I will help you build your business, but you need to take responsibility for its success. Okay? When you succeed, it's not me who succeed, it's yourself. When you go through challenges, it's not you who goes through challenges. I mean, it's not me, it's you. So you need to make your distributors aware that they need to take responsibilities for their business. And there are going to be challenges. And when somebody joins, don't tell them that this business is easy. No, it is not easy. You need to tell them it is simple, but it is not easy. And you're going to stand by their side until their business grows. The second thing I'd like to share with you is when you start a new distributor, make sure they know the administrative issues of the business. For example, they need to know how to fill the application form correctly. You know, it's when you fill your ID number incorrectly, your new distributors can actually be sponsored under somebody else because you make such a mistake. So make sure that you fill the application form correctly. The kit code, the address. I would also recommend that please tell your new distributors who are joining to fill in their birthdays correctly on the form. What I've found very useful is every day when I open our back office, Neolife has the birthday of all the people in your team. And that gives me a chance to send birthday wishes to our distributors. So make sure that people fill all the details in the application form. The second thing is how to order products. Teach your people how to order products themselves. They may get challenges at the beginning, but teach them how to fill the products. The BV, the PV, the description of the product, how to pay for the products, to give the delivery address. And the reason for that is, if you teach your people to order the products themselves, that relieves your burden quite a bit. So they're able to order products without you. Then you need to teach them business terms, the PV, BV, SRP, distributor price, a sponsor, a manager, senior manager, director, emerald, all those things. they need to know what a wild team is, and they need to know what a PT is. Those are very important. And then they need to know the compensation plan. For the effort they put into the business, what are they going to be compensated? You need to take them through the compensation plan, which is in the, I think there's a document in the kit called the compensation plan. Just take them through that information. The third aspect is teach them the basics of the business. The fundamental of our business is, you know, I would listen to some of the top athletes in the world, and they will always tell you if something is going wrong with their game, they always go back to the basics. So teach your new distributors how to do the basics. One, to use the product. If they don't use the product, their business will not grow. It's as simple as that. Number two, they need to share product. That means they need to retail products. I think Betty did a wonderful session. You need to teach your people how to share product. That is knowing the products, opening their mouth and listening to what the prospects are saying. And the third thing of the basics is sharing the business opportunity. And the reason why we have regular business opportunity meetings is so that you can invite their prospects to see the business. Remember, new people don't know how this business works. Even if they have been successful in another business, this business is different. It's very unique. So teach your people how to invite to share the business opportunity with others. The fourth aspect of starting new people in the business, make sure your new people have their tools of trade. Remember, this is a business. This is not it's not a hobby. It's not, it's a business. And if you treat it seriously as a business, it will pay you a lot of money. So make sure the new distributors have the tools of trade. They have brochures, price lists, magazines, CDs. The company makes some CDs, but also your upline Wild Team members can give you access to some training videos, CDs that you can give your new people. And then company events. I remember when we started the business, the event that really changed our life in the business was when we went to a rally in Bloemfontein, and it blew my mind away. And that for me is when the penny dropped. It showed me what this business can do, and from that our business grew so quickly. 4 or 5 months after that, I think we went to the meeting when we were senior managers. 4 months after that, we had already taken our first steps up as directors. So company events make a tremendous difference in the people if they're new. And then the last thing, plug your new distributors into the system. What does a system mean? A system means you need to show your new distributors where you have regular business opportunity meetings, where you have regular training, where you have monthly rallies, so that they can plug into the business system. They will meet people of like minds. They will also they're going to find opportunities to grow their business. So those are the things that are very important to get new people started. But apart from that, there's something I call vital signs. If you do the following, the chances that your new distributor will become successful are increased. And there are seven things. The first one is your new distributor needs to get a customer as soon as possible. I can't tell you how it feels when we started the business and we sold our first product, because it showed me that actually people need our products. So you need to ensure that your new distributor sells a product either the first week or the first 10 days of joining the business. They should be able to sell a product to a customer and help them with that process. The second thing is a new distributor needs to be able to sponsor somebody in their business the first month. That gives them confidence, because then they know that this business actually works. If a distributor joins a business and 5-6 months later they haven't sponsored anybody, you can be sure that something is going to go wrong. Okay, so make sure your new distributor sponsors the distributor in the business the first month of them joining the business. The other thing is attending big events. Big events reinforces the attitude that this business actually, a lot of people believe in it. Because when I went for my first big event, I asked myself, all these people have come here because there must be something good in this business. So pay attention to big events. Make sure your new distributors know when the next big event is coming and make sure they attend the big event. The fourth thing is making friends in the team. There is nothing that holds your team together like having friendship in the team. So make sure your new distributors know who your upline is, who your downline is, who your team member is. Get your new distributors to make friends in the team. The fifth thing is make sure that your new distributors actually has a vision. They have something they wish to achieve in the business. And what it does for them, it forces them to pursue that vision in the future. Because when people join the business and they don't have a dream or a vision, it's quite easy for them to give up. So we recommend that you need to help your distributors share the vision during the presentation or during the training. Ask them to stand up, ask them about their dreams, and let them share their dreams with the team. Because when they do, when they keep sharing their vision, it becomes stronger in their mind and in their heart. The sixth thing is your new distributor will be very excited about getting their first check. It may be very, I remember when Betty and I started, our first bonus check was roughly about $3.20. Now, $3.20 is not a lot of money. I mean, that's about 320 shillings, or in South Africa, it's about 32 rand. But I was very excited about that check because it is confirmed to me that what they told us in the training was true. So make sure that a new distributor gets their first check as soon as possible. It may not happen the first month. The second month, I think it should happen, because what it gives them is gives them confidence. The other thing, the last thing is make sure that your new distributors actually takes a step in the business. And the reason why they need to make a step in the business, it gives them confidence. It teaches them this business actually can be done, because when you join business, they are told you are distributors, your next step is to become a manager. If they become a manager the first month or the second month, it gives them confidence to stay in the business. So I think make sure that the new distributors gets plugged into the system and they pay attention to some of these vital signs. You'll find that you'll have a higher retention in the business. That is what I wanted to share with you about getting new distributors started. And apart from all that we have mentioned, go and help your new distributors to show the plan on their behalf. And the reason for that is because you're more experienced, you will take a lot of questions and objections that people have when they face prospects. Okay, so you act as a shield for your new distributor. So help your new distributor to sponsor 2 or 3 people, and you'll find that their confidence level begins to rise. That's what I wanted to share with you about getting new people started. Some of these notes we are going to send to your leaders to have a look at, so that you can share with your team, the people who are not in this training. But it helps us to grow our business, because business is new people there in the business. And what makes our business grow is having a constant pipeline of